All right, we're live. Hey everyone, welcome to Victory Condition Gaming. Tonight, we're going to be doing an actual play of a game that's on Kickstarter right now. It is Aliens and Asteroids by Mobius Adventures, and I put the link for that in the comment or in the description of this video. So if you're interested, if you enjoy what we do tonight, check out the Kickstarter pledge. It's really affordable. Rules are light, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm gonna introduce everybody that is part of this group, and yeah, we're just gonna create some characters, do a little session for you, and hopefully you have a good time. If you're a fan of actual play videos and of this game, please give it a like down below and check it out on the Kickstarter. I'll introduce myself first, and then I'll go right down the line and introduce everybody else that's going to be playing tonight. My name, of course, is Doug. This is my channel, Victory Condition Gaming. We do all sorts of board game, tabletop game content, actual plays, interviews, reviews in general, all sorts of stuff. It's usually just me. It's usually me and my daughter. She's 11. She's kind of a character. She's the real talent behind this whole show. I'm just here to push the on button and play some games with my friends here as well. So tonight I'm going to, well, let me introduce the man behind Aliens and Asteroids first before I go right down the line. Brian Fitzpatrick. Brian, thank you for coming on again tonight and doing this for us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to getting some aliens on the moon.
Awesome. Yeah, we're excited. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? You're designer for this game, and
I'm the main guy behind Mobius Adventures. We've been around for a very long time. The most recent incarnation was about 2013, and we've been doing mostly fantasy stuff until recently, and jumped over to science fiction after I got bitten by the bug by The Expanse and going back and watching all the old Alien movies.
Nice.
And playing a lot of XCOM, far too much XCOM on the computer. Aliens and Asteroids is our first Kickstarter, so we're excited about that. We're thrilled that we're like 50%, over a little bit, 50% in the first week or so, and looking forward to pumping out some stuff. It's based on a lot of the classic science fiction stuff, and XCOM. I don't know how many of you remember Space Above and Beyond, old Fox show. Of course, Starship Troopers and The Expanse and all the alien stuff. So it's fun. It's fast. Nice. It's quick, and I'm looking forward to playing with you guys.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this for ever since we decided we were going to do it. So we'll go right down here, and I'll introduce Kent Blue next. Kent is the man behind Roll to Play podcast. Kent, thanks for coming on and doing this actual play with us. This is kind of not your normal procedure that you usually do, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Yeah, I usually do just actual plays in my podcast, Roll to Play podcast. We just started. We got 5 episodes, but I'm really looking forward to playing this game.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be usually behind the screen, though. You're not usually you're not usually playing in those games. If I'm
rarely ever a player. So
very cool, very cool. Well, thanks for coming on. And if you haven't checked out Roll to Play podcast, you should definitely check it out. Kent, as you can tell, has a very good voice for this whole podcast media. I am not, so I do not have a voice for such things. So I really. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like Jordan is going to be joining us shortly. I don't have the voice for that, so I'm glad to support anybody that does a great job. And Kent's already off to a wonderful start with his podcast.
Thank you.
Also joining us is Joshua Melville, also known as Halloweenville on YouTube, crafter extraordinaire.
Why, thank you, sir.
No. Josh, welcome to tonight's session.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Very excited. Love aliens, so it's my kind of game.
Nice, nice. And you're wearing you already get bonus points for the shirt. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice, nice. And then all the way at the end, which, you know, is we have Amanda Call, the multi-talented. She's an artist. She is a framing specialist.
Really not. Please don't ask me to frame anything.
Oh, okay.
I frame my own stuff if I have to.
Amanda is the art director for Fearlight Games. She's a very talented artist, and she has her own webcomic, Age of Night. And Amanda, thanks for coming on tonight as well.
Yes, thank you for having me. Always excited to get to play a game on your channel.
No, we're always glad to have you on. And then Jordan is, I think he's here, but
yes, I'm here.
Do you have? We don't have any visual confirmation though, my friend.
I am not entirely sure what's wrong, but as I did mention before, like I have some technical difficulties out here usually, so you're just gonna have to guess what I'm wearing.
Okay. If you're wearing anything at all.
I am, I promise.
Okay, good.
My
Good.
family's.
Nice, nice. Do you have headphones or anything, Jordan?
Yes, I do.
Okay. We're just picking up a lot of background noise on
Yeah,
your...
Yeah, there is. They're trying to distract Owen this time, so he doesn't crawl on me like before.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. All right. I'm going to just hand it off to Brian at this point and let him take over the channel. So, Brian, thanks for getting us going, and take it away, sir.
All righty. Well, some of you have characters already because we've kind of gone through the pre-created character thing. I know Doug has a space marine. We have a scientist for... Ooh.
Me. I have the scientist.
Yes, that's right. And then we have a medic for Jordan, and then we have a technician with a drone for Josh.
Yeah.
So Death from Above is your friend.
Love it.
So Amanda, you need a character.
I need a character. Yes.
Yeah, funny that. So character generation is really easy, which is good. And we have a set of 7 stats, and each one gets 2d3 plus 8. So your handy dandy die 6, 1, 2 is 1, 2, 3, or 3, 4, you know, all that good stuff.
Right. All right. So you said it was 2d3 plus
8.
8. All right. Okay, so that is going to be 8 plus 3. That's 11. And another 8 plus 3, so that's another 11. Whoops. And 8 plus 4 is 12, so that's a little better. And that's going to be a, well, that's 8 plus 5. Ooh, 13.
Nice.
And another 12. And how many do I have? I have 2 left. All right. And another 11. And another 12. All right.
All right. So stats are done. Whee! All right. So the next part of this is figuring out where the heck your character came from. And we have a number of places. You could come from Earth. You could come from the moon. You could come from the Mars, the asteroid belt. There's kind of a long set of places to come from, and each one gives you a slight attribute bonus. And I left the origins open on everybody else, so you guys could kind of pick where you want to come from.
Where's everybody else from?
I decided that I was going to come from Luna to give myself a better accuracy bonus. It's already 14, so that does give me 1 more, so that puts me at 15. I thought being a sniper, that's probably a good stat to bump up a little bit.
It's awesome.
All right, so we've got 1 Moonian. Who else do we have?
We got a loony.
I'm a loony. Hey, that's nobody's gonna dispute that.
All good.
I'm gonna come from the asteroid belt.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
I think I looked at that earlier too.
Well, I haven't looked at it, so I'm looking at it real quick to see what it benefits me.
Oh.
Asteroid belt just sounded cool, so
Sure.
Yeah, so that gives you a +1 to toughness or a +1 to awareness. You get to choose.
oh, I'm gonna go awareness because my character's not tough at all.
Yeah.
It's all good. What about you, Josh?
Mars. How about Mars?
Mars. Okay. Jordan, did you pick one yet?
I'm having trouble loading that PDF as well again, so I think I will stick with Earth.
Earth. All right, so you get +1 to your morale.
Cool.
What does Mars get?
Mars gives you a +1 to your education.
Sweet.
What about you, Amanda?
Oh, all right, I think I will also go for Mars.
Mars.
So we will be the Martian.
All right, so we got some work from all over. That's nice. All right, so the next part you have to do is choose a childhood trait. So think of this as we're not really we don't have classes in Aliens and Asteroids. We have kind of careers, and each career has a set of traits associated to it, but you're not tied to that unless you want to be. So you can choose traits from a variety of places. For your childhood traits, none of them have any dependencies. So like there's no tech tree kind of thing where you have to have one before you can have another.
Right. No prerequisites.
No prereqs.
All
And
right.
the list was in the book. It goes everything from acting to tactics. It's kind of all over the place.
Oh my goodness. Okay. And of course I don't have that right on hand because of course I don't.
Okay. I can share it. If you want, I'll share it.
Absolutely. We'll do that. Because I did have it open in a tab, but that seems to have disappeared. So, you know.
So, I don't know how well you can
All
see
right,
that.
childhood traits. Let's see. Yep, I'm seeing it. So I think I'm gonna go with sleuth. I think that's interesting. That's an interesting background.
Okay. So like Nancy Drew kind of
Right.
childhood.
Or just generally being nosy as a kid.
I like it. All right. And then the next part is choosing your career. And we have 5 lovely careers with the Dominion Space Forces or the Space Marines. Commanders are kind of your leaders. I think of them as, if you've seen Aliens, the guy that loses his cool while driving the lovely bus when everybody dies when they meet the aliens the first time. That's the commander.
Foreman.
I wouldn't model yourself after him, but that's who I think of when I think of the commander. Medics, scientists, technicians. Technicians have drones, which are very cool. You can kind of build out your own little robot friend, which is kind of interesting. And as you level up, you can actually level up your drones. And we're going to actually expand that, I think, to vehicles down the line, which is kind of cool.
Nice.
Space Marines, pretty much your standard grunt. We shoot things, we blow things up. Scientists, we analyze things. Medics, we fix you up. You have to have a cleric in the party, of course. So, you know.
Naturally. All right. We already have a medic, a scientist, a technician, and a space marine, right?
That's correct.
That's the party. All right. I guess then I'm gonna have to be the commander.
Nice. I think that's an excellent choice.
All right.
I'm sorry, guys. That may not work so well. I'll try to be your leader.
It's okay. It's all good.
All right. Yeah, we'll go with the leadership path.
Okay. So you can use that trait later on to inspire your teammates to greatness.
All right.
I like it. So, Commander. All right. And then, yeah, items. I don't have those in here, of course. Funny enough. I told you I threw this together in a very short amount of time. Yeah, I don't have it in there. All right. So items-wise, you have standard armor, which if you look at, there's an armor type area on the sheet.
Yep.
Your AR is 4. That's your absorption rate. And when we get into battle, we'll talk about how armor works. Think of it as temporary hit points in the D&D sense.
Right.
AP is your armor points. So those are your temporary hit points, and you have 20 of those for your armor.
Okay.
You have a pistol with 3 clips. That's your ranged weapon. And each clip holds 10 rounds. It has a reload speed of, an RS is reload speed of 1. So it takes you 1 round to reload unless you're really specially trained on your pistol.
Right.
And you have a combat knife, which is your handy dandy pointy stick, which does die 6. If you want to mark that down somewhere.
Yes.
The only other thing then that you'd need is your speed is 10 meters, so 30 feet. And your morale is the same as your stat up above. And your hit points is the same as your toughness.
All right.
And voila, you have a character.
Ta-da!
Yep. Told you, pretty easy. So, all right. So, anybody have any questions so far?
I'm good.
I think I'm good.
All right.
I think I'm all set.
So, welcome to the moon, my lovely squad. Do you have names for your characters?
I do.
You do, Ken? Go for it, man.
Yep. Mine is Francis Burnham.
Francis Burnham. Okay, I'm writing that down. That's awesome.
Okay. Francis thinks he's a lovable loser, but he's more along the lines of just a loser.
Aww.
Aw.
Okay. Doug, you got a name?
I don't have a name yet. Let me think of a name here.
I'm just going to play myself. So
You're going to play as Josh?
I'm going to play as Josh.
Josh. All right.
Nice. I'll write that down.
Josh as himself.
Josh. Exactly. Jordan, do you have a name yet?
I think I just came up with one. I'm going to go as Dr. Tia Timey, spelled Tea Time.
Ah,
Dr. Tiatami?
all right.
Going for the Discord route.
That's very nice. All right. Headache.
I'm like really poncy about that too. If anyone ever tries pronouncing it wrong, it's like, oh, it's Dr. Tea Time. That's Tia Timey.
All righty. I like it. Amanda, you have a name yet?
Sure. I'll go with Laurel Bonaventure.
Was it Laurel Bonaventure?
Bonaventure, yep.
Okay. Doug, that just leaves you then.
My name is going to be Craig Claxton.
Claxton.
Okay.
AKA Speedy.
Oh, okay.
And anybody that's an NBA fan, put a note in the, let me know if you get the Easter egg on that one.
All righty. Okay, so welcome to the Dominion Space Forces, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to welcome you to, or congratulate you on finishing your training at the Lunar Space Academy for the Dominion Space Forces. You're all now graduates of the Space Marine Academy program. Congratulations. You've got, I know, isn't it awesome? You're going to like it until I show you your boss. He's not very good looking.
Isn't Amanda our boss?
Yes, but you're about to. Yeah, it's okay.
I thought that was.
Burn.
She's your leader in the battlefield.
Right,
Oh, okay.
I'm like a lieutenant or something.
Oh, I'm like, wow. I thought Amanda was our boss. Kind of.
I'm more like your manager.
Oh, okay.
This guy is
Wow, look at that guy.
Jovi, because I also have issues coming up with names.
Bon Jovi?
Would be Bon, but that would be bad. So
I love it.
this is Captain Jovi. He's not very jovial. And he calls you into his office and says, okay, so usually we would just send you off to the first planet that needs grunts. But today is your lucky day. We have a problem right here next to home. Our lovely techs have located some very strange signals coming from a crater not too far away. We are going to drop you 1 click from the crater edge, and it's your job to check it out and return with any information you can find and solve the problem if there's a problem to be solved.
Okay.
So,
right.
your parameters are to investigate, capture anything that you can, eliminate things you can't capture, and then collect any evidence along the way. So start with the investigation and go from there.
What exactly do we know so far about what's happening in this crater?
So it's near the Mendeleev crater, and I have a really awful map of the Mendeleev crater, which is based on actually an actual crater on the moon. This lovely area down here in the gray with the red, the tiny little red X, that is where we think that these signals are coming from. There is nothing that should be transmitting from there. It only started a few hours ago, and we are sending you to check it out. We don't have any other men on hand because I got to go train the rest of the recruits who are worse than you guys. So, you know, what are we going to do? So, Grunt,
Francis,
congratulations. Yes.
Francis says, Captain.
Captain.
He says, would you say 1 click is about halfway there?
1 click is roughly the edge of that gray circle. So it is, yeah, but it's about 2 clicks from the edge of where we're going to drop you to the center. So you can approach as stealthily or as noisily as you would like. We'll leave it to you and your commander to decide as to the approach. We really don't know what to expect. We sent a small probe, and the probe was shot down. So keep that in mind.
That's good to know.
Might not want to send a drone in there then.
No, I wouldn't. Absolutely not.
My precious.
Yeah. If you guys need any extra equipment, stop by the equipment lockers. We have some other odds and ends for you, such as a mechanical toolkit, some electronics toolkits, Portalab if you want to take some stuff with you to analyze in the field, binoculars with infrared capabilities.
Yeah.
That all sounds useful.
I'm kind of interested in that Portalab thing, yeah.
All right. They check one out to you.
Kind of like the infrared binoculars there. That would be great.
Okay.
What was the first 2 again?
Medical kit, mechanical toolkit, electronics toolkit, Portalab, and binoculars.
Yeah, probably
Toolkit.
Okay.
probably a medical kit. I asked the doctor. I should probably have that.
Toolkit, so I'll take the other.
Alrighty.
So
And
everybody has everything they need?
The binoculars have a range of 5 clicks. The infrared only is affected to half that.
Okay, so 2.5.
Yep.
And you said we're two clicks away?
Yep.
All right, nice. All right.
Yeah, I think I have everything I need.
All right. Well, with that, they shuttle you off to a nice little drop ship. Your pilot is not Bon Jovi. It is. Let's see.
He has a more important thing to do than to shuttle us around.
Kelly Vaughn. She says, welcome aboard. We will land and let you out wherever you want. Do you have a particular location in mind in the drop area that we're willing to get you to? I'm not really feeling like getting shot today.
Captain?
Commander?
Or whatever my rank is.
Yeah, but whatever, I don't know. Boss?
Boss lady. I would like to get as close as we can without crossing over into the area where we're going to get shot at. So where the gray and the black circles intersect there. Yeah, right in there.
Okay. Microsoft Paint to the rescue. All right. I told you my art skills are awful, so.
That's okay. It's getting the job done.
Exactly. You should see my whiteboard when I'm doing this live. It's even worse. That's why I take my 12-year-old with me. All right. So it takes you approximately 5 minutes. Your pilot lands and drops you unceremoniously at your location and says, "Call me when you're ready for pickup." She dusts off immediately and heads off into the distance.
That didn't take him very long to get out of here.
No.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
She seems nervous.
Looking at the crater, you're like at a crater wall that is looking down towards the bottom of the crater, but there is another crater wall around the inner crater, and all you can see is a small antenna pointing or sticking up at the top.
Small antenna that we know is not supposed to be there.
Correct.
Right.
What about Mr.
All right.
Red goggles there?
Yeah, I'm gonna put those on and kind of look around. What do I?
Do me a favor and roll an awareness check. So roll a 1 die 20 and try to get your awareness score under.
Or under. And I got a 19. That's great.
All right.
Oh no.
The one
You are
time, yeah.
You're
no.
pretty confident that antenna is not radiating heat of any variety whatsoever.
I'm
All right.
Yeah.
But you do see a weird glowing cable running along the pillar going up.
Well, I imagine we're going to have to get a little closer to get a better look at what's going on here.
Yep.
Who wants to take lead?
No,
Captain
Well-
should take lead.
I'll take the back.
Oh, I'll be out front.
All right.
I'll be right behind you.
Okay.
I'll be behind Doug.
Do you have your little drone thing following us around?
Yeah.
Nice.
Is it in the air, Josh?
Yeah. What's that?
Yeah. What? How
Is
does your drone work? Is it?
It hovers and flies. So
Yep.
it's hovering,
Okay.
I would assume along.
So is it like a hovering BB-8 or something?
Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Okay. So we okay.
All right. So we're going to cautiously start making our way toward that secondary crater wall,
Okay.
kind of
Are you
scanning
gonna try and be
around.
stealthy, or are you going to like crawl, army crawl all the way over? Are you going to walk?
No, I think we're basically just going to march relatively slowly and cautiously.
Okay.
So not crawling, but not running in there either.
Fair enough. I like it. So you get to the edge without incident. Nothing happens. Go figure.
It's almost like we're on the moon.
Almost like you're on the moon. Exactly. And
Are we at a better vantage point now to see some more?
you are.
Nice.
So you look down
Yeah.
into the crater, and you see a weird spaceship, kind of teardrop shaped, with an antenna in the middle that reaches about 20 meters high. And then there's this strange, think of it as an inflatable habitat that has several sections kind of off to the side.
Okay.
Can I was going to say, can I send the drone in at low, not like up?
All right.
So
What are you going to check out first?
what do you guys think, Captain?
There's probably, if they have that little environmental tent set up, there's probably nobody in the spacecraft. We probably want to try to get a look at what's going on in that tent, figure out what they might actually be doing here.
Okay, so I would like to send the drone over towards the tent thingy.
All right. Well, your drone flies lovely. It flies right down to the ground and zips right along the habitat, and it looks like it is inflated. It looks like there is a door at the northeast side that leads to some form of airlock. And there is something moving inside.
All right, Captain, door northeast side movement as well.
Can you see what's in there?
I can probably fly it up towards the window.
Okay.
Well, we don't want
accuracy
to,
check.
yeah, we don't want it to spot you either.
I'm going to slide in
Accuracy
close.
check.
Yep.
I'm going to slide in close enough to see the screen. It's, xenobiology.
A 2.
Maybe I.
Okay, you pilot the thing like it was part of your arm, and you zip it up to the window, and you look inside, and you see another door on the other side, but it looks like there's a giant gun pointed at the door.
Big gun. Big gun.
That's not good.
Okay.
Now, does this? Are we familiar with this spaceship at all? Like, do we have any?
You can
is
do
it
an
known-
education check to see if you covered this in your training as a space
All right,
marine.
I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
Right. I think I shall also roll for that. Try to see if I can ID this thing.
I got another 19. Of course, the one time that I'm trying to roll low, my dice hate me.
It was D&D.
14.
I made mine. Does it matter by how much?
How much did you make it by?
2 points.
Awesome. Okay. You believe this resembles something that the Gray men may have created. The Greys have been a problem for a long time. They're not friendly. They seem to be focused mainly on kidnapping people and doing strange medical experiments. Sometimes they don't survive the medical experiments.
Oh, that sounds fun. I think these might be Greys, so we should definitely proceed with caution.
Yes.
Do you want me to call back the drone, or do you want me to look at the ship to see if there's anything in it?
Can you continue doing a perimeter check on this tent, see if there's another entrance that doesn't have
Yes,
a
I
gun
can.
pointed at it?
All right. So we're going to send the drone around the perimeter.
Okay. There are no other doors.
Of course not.
There are no other doors, Captain.
Yeah,
Now,
of course
now,
not.
Mr. Technician, sir, why don't you do me a favor and roll an education check?
Education. Oof. 15.
What's your education?
12.
Okay. Yeah, there are no other doors that you can find. There's no other. It looks like there's like seams where the little sections are connected, but no actual doors.
Okay. Yeah, Captain, I don't see any other doors.
Can't you ask?
Typical standard tent connections.
Okay. All right. Can Doug try to look at that, or what's Doug's character's name? Claxton.
Speed, you can
that's
call me
right.
Speed.
Speedy.
Sure.
Speedy, can you check out with your infrared binoculars there, see if you can figure out how many guys are in either of those, in either the tent or the spacecraft? I don't know if you'll be able to see through the spacecraft.
With my infrared?
Yeah,
All right. So what is it, awareness?
that's awareness, and now it's at an advantage because you're closer.
Oh, nice. So that's 2d20, and I choose the lower one.
Correct.
All right. I got a 2 and a 7, so
Okay.
2.
You note
I was partially expecting double 19s.
Yeah, I was too.
we actually had multiple fails one night. We had 2 20s in a row from 2 different players. It was bizarre.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Yeah. So you are looking at the habitat, and in the last section, the section furthest away from the door, you see two large figures that are roughly humanoid, one smaller figure, and in the front section, there is one larger figure. They don't exactly look human.
Do they look like the Greys that we expected that...
It's tough to tell because you're looking at an IR signature, so you're not
okay.
seeing like the full shape of the thing.
Sure.
Do you say this out loud? Because like
Hey, yeah.
record-
Hey,
Okay.
yeah. Hey, everybody.
You guys
There's
are all on radio. Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Hey, everybody. There's. It looks like there's two. Oh, sorry. I was making a comment on the chat there, welcoming one of the viewers. Looks like there's two creatures in this ship. Is that right?
There were two and a third in the last segment, and then one in the front segment.
Okay. So,
But there was
So
a definite difference between the larger ones and the smaller one in that last segment.
I'm gonna. Can I take a look through your IR glasses things there and see what I can see?
sure. Here you go. Take.
So I'm gonna use my. I've got xenobiology. I guess would I use a education on that?
Yeah, that's an education
Okay.
check at an advantage for your xenobio.
Okay. I've got a 4 and a 16,
Nice.
and 14 is my skill.
You seem to remember looking at the books on the Greys and noting that their particular infrared signatures were very strange. And this matches it perfectly.
Yeah, these seem to have a signature that's very, it matches the Greys that I've studied back at school.
And if anybody's curious as to what our Greys look like,
Ah,
Nice.
yeah,
ah.
yeah, they're not the nice, smooth, happy Greys.
I mean,
These are the less
they may
happy
be
Greys.
they may be ugly on the outside, but they're equally as ugly on the inside as well. So
And with your role, you remember that the Greys don't actually talk. So they actually use some form of mental telepathy to communicate.
yeah, we believe that they communicate telepathically, probably, because they don't seem to have mouths for speaking, at least.
Nobody make a thought.
Right. I was going to say, do they know we're here already? Can they hear us thinking about wanting to go in there and capture them? So that might be a problem.
I would imagine we would find out shortly.
Yeah, I'm thinking that they probably would have.
Yeah, we should probably hurry this up just in case they start to tap into our brainwaves here. All right, so our mission is to either capture or eliminate them if we cannot capture them. So what's the plan of attack? What do we want to do? Yes, I know I'm the leader, but the rest of you are all part of this team too.
I wonder why they're here though.
Can I roll on xenobiology to kind of know, I guess, weaknesses or anything like that?
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that an advantage again?
Yep.
14 and an 8.
All right. So you don't have any particular disadvantages. They have the same disadvantages that humans have. They don't breathe. They breathe in a normal oxygen atmosphere like Earth. They require suits. So you suspect that the environment is pressurized.
Bullets would hurt.
Yeah. So it is like pressurized to the point where you think that bullets would probably poke through it nicely.
Okay, so listen, everybody. These Greys are a lot different from us, but there's one major similarity. Bullets hurt.
That's useful information.
Nice.
Definitely not bulletproof.
I would imagine a knife or a club or running over with a moon rover would probably hurt too, but those aren't tested theories. So.
If you need bullets, I'm your man. So let's.
For instance, points at the drone. He's like, you could probably honestly fly that into one of their big heads and do some damage too. for science, I mean, we need to study these things to understand it better. So if you see that opportunity arise,
if it comes to that, I'll keep that in mind.
I mean, I'd love to have one, alive.
We don't have any kind of containment or anything to bring them back. We'd have to get them into their suits if we were to capture them. Right? Am I understanding that correctly?
Portal lab thing. I got the portal lab thing. I mean, if we could just get back some samples of some kind.
Yep.
Well,
you don't need all of them, right?
Don't not the obvious samples.
Okay. First objective was capture. Second objective was eliminate and bring back samples.
They didn't say how much we had to capture.
Oh, jeez.
They require oxygen like we do, so we want to make sure that they don't go out without their suits or their heads might pop off. And really, we want to study the brain more than anything, so we need that part intact.
Well, if we were to puncture this environment, would it depressurize like completely immediately, or would it be more of a slow leak where we'd have a chance to tell them they need to get in their suits if they don't want to die and come with us?
Technician, that would probably be a question for you.
Yeah, this is a technical question.
Education.
So, education, yes. Woohoo! 8.
You believe that it looks like a lot of Earth-based technologies where it would probably be a slow leak, not a sudden explosive decompression.
All right, Captain, slow leak. I don't think we're going to get deal too much damage.
All right. So if everyone thinks this sounds like a plan, then I say what we do is puncture their environment so that a slow leak is starting, and then basically go up to the door, since there's only the one.
So I would
tell
have
them that if
sniper
they
take that shot.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad
definitely.
to take that. Let me take it. Okay.
Yeah, point out a good spot for him to do that won't cause anything to explode. And then we tell them that, hey, we're going to keep poking holes in your environment until you come with us.
All right, Doug.
Sound like a plan?
All right.
What are you going to aim at, Doug?
Let me see here. Where's the opening again? It's on the other side.
So the door is here.
Okay.
And this was where the majority of them were. And using your sniper rifle, which has a lovely scope on it, you notice a box. Well, that was an awful box. With a little jar of green. There's a jar of green goo on top of the box. And the box is wired to the antenna and the habitat, and the ship is wired to the antenna.
Would I be able to figure out anything about the green goo? Does it look like something I could identify?
Not from here. Not from here.
Okay. All right.
Should we? I think maybe we should disable that antenna first so that they can't call for help.
That's a great suggestion.
Before we start threatening their lives. Is that something we can do from this distance, or is that something we can send in the drone to do? I don't know what kind of capabilities it has other than buzzing around and looking at stuff.
I think the drone I put a gun on.
Yes, it has a pistol.
Oh, just a pistol.
Just a pistol, that's it?
But someone could go with me. Maybe we could get close to the antenna.
Right. And you have your mechanical and electronic tools. You could disable it. Right.
Do we all want to go as a group, or?
No, I think we should still keep a couple back. We want to keep Doug back sniping at the very least.
Right.
Yeah.
Watching over our back.
Francis takes a couple steps backwards.
Nice.
All right. You can stay here.
I just look over at Francis and I just shake my head like.
It's for the better of the group. I failed the majority of my, gun shooting tests you know, but because I know
all
so
right,
much
all
about
right.
alien life, you know.
Yeah,
Right,
no.
well, don't
whatever
start
you gotta say,
shooting
tell
toward
yourself,
us, then.
Francis.
Hey, I'm not complimenting myself here. I'm not good at it.
All right, Melville, it looks like it's you and me. We'll go down there. I'll
Let's
have you
do
back.
this.
Does everyone know
All right.
what they're supposed to do up here? Once we have disabled the antenna.
Not
Once you
entirely.
disable, you give me the signal, and I'll shoot. And I'll shoot. Do I shoot somewhere? Where do you want me to shoot?
Melville, where's a good spot for him to shoot?
Or should we determine? Oh no. Are you gonna signal somewhere where I should shoot once you get down there to observe and kind of take a look at what's going on down there?
We're on radio. We can just tell you.
Oh yeah, that's
So.
true. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. Why don't you tell me once you get down there?
All right.
All right,
Big deep breath.
Tiatame, where are you going to be?
I'll probably be up with Doug still.
Okay, sounds good.
Doc Tea Time is staying with me.
So the
Team
medic,
timing.
sniper, and the scientist.
It was fun knowing you, Captain.
And the tech and the commander. All right, I like it. This is
It was a pleasure serving.
The day's not over yet. Let's go.
that's always a good
Okay.
plan. I like it. All right,
Hey,
so
we're at least still within eyesight of each other.
that's
I
true.
got the drone, you know.
Well, and having a sniper on your side means never having to say you're sorry, right? So, yeah.
That's right.
All right, so you guys have to clamber over the edge of the crater. The good thing is you're in low G, so that's easier, but it'll be an athletics check at an advantage.
All right. And I made that pretty successfully. I got a 3.
Nice.
And I made 13, and my athletics is 13, so I just made it.
Okay,
That's a
perfect.
crit, though, right? And
That's a crit. So if you hit the target number or you hit a 1, those are critical successes.
Nice.
You hit a natural 20, that's a critical fail. Everything else is
Right.
either a success or a fail. So you make it look easy. You actually made it. You like drift down, flying. Maybe you were gripping. Were you gripping your drone at the time, kind of flying down the edge?
There we go.
So all right. So yeah, exactly. So you guys zoom down the edge. Nice, quiet landing. Of course, there's no sound on the moon, so it's even quieter than I thought. And you guys are you going to stealth your way up to the habitat? How close do you want to get?
Very,
Yeah, I
very
think
cautiously, too.
Yeah, I think stealthing is probably called for here, and we're going to go to the antenna, right? The base of the antenna to try to disable it.
All right. Oh, well, they're oblivious. So life is good. So you guys make it all the way up to the antenna, like, well, where are they? And all of a sudden you don't see anything. All of a sudden you don't see anything. So you basically, all the glowing wire that is running up the antenna looks like it's connected to the ship. That might be its power source. So it's running power from the ship to the antenna and the habitat.
Okay.
So you may be able to disconnect, just pull the plug, essentially, is what would be the easiest solution there.
I will pull the plug.
All right. Have you ever been in a situation where you have metric tools and you need to use imperial measurements?
All the time.
That's kind of what you're finding here. So you're going to have to kind of jury rig to get something to fit.
Okay.
And are you going to go at the antenna side of the cord or the ship side of the cord?
Oh. The antenna side.
All right. So do me a favor and do, let's see. Did I give you what, bits and bytes or gears?
Bits and bytes.
Okay, so you're familiar with wires. I'm going to give you this an advantage. So do an
advantage?
accuracy check at an advantage.
Okay. 2.
All right. You suddenly just have this vision in your head, and you know exactly that it has to screw the wrong way. Everything else screws left. This one screws right. You don't know why. So you pop it off, and the glowing light suddenly goes dim to the point where the only light you have is running from the cable that is still attached to the ship that you just detached, and all the lights go out. So you're now in darkness. You can't see very much, but you have a little bit of light from this wire that you just disconnected and you have in your hand. Hey, Doug.
Yeah.
Roll an awareness check.
All right. Oh.
Doug.
It's a 20.
Oh,
A 20.
Yeah.
You have poked yourself in the eye.
Yeah. No, I don't think I like the way this is going.
All right, so you're okay. So, Josh, where's your drone?
I brought it with us.
Okay, so is it like floating next to you, above you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Side by side, yeah.
So Doug's character just sneezed, and suddenly a shot rings out, hits the drone, and the drone crashes to the ground.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, Melville.
My baby.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm allergic to moon dust.
I guess we can't.
Speedy,
use
was that you?
Can't use that drone
Serious.
at ramming speed now. So
Yeah.
one hypothesis to test later.
I think I probably gave away our presence too. Now that.
Well, it's hard to say because there's no noise, right? The moon is a very quiet
That's true.
place.
That's true.
So,
This is true.
so
Although, I mean, the fact that their power just went out probably
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. So,
tipped them off that something's happening.
is anybody else looking at the habitat through the IR binoculars? I know Doug's character had them. And
I guess
he's
I
looking-
think
probably
Francis
had him
still has
last. Yeah, I had him last, so I'll
Yeah.
be looking at it. Yeah.
All right. So, do an awareness check at an advantage.
Okay.
Because now you're like alert because he just shot a drone for no good reason.
I got
that's
an
what snipers do.
8 and a 4.
Okay, so there is suddenly a lot of movement inside the habitat.
Those things are moving in there. Those grays. I think they might have noticed the lights going out.
Yeah, we gotta start moving. Speedy, go ahead and if you can see anything. I know it's gotten a little bit dark, but take a shot at the habitat. Please don't hit us.
All right. Where do you want me to shoot?
Melville, what's your call?
Probably where the line went in, or that section there,
That section.
where the wire was going in.
Okay.
Into the habitat?
Yeah.
So it's going into the habitat around the strange box with the jar of green goo.
Right.
Yeah, don't hit that. That's probably important.
Don't hit the green goo.
Right, yeah, that's probably important.
Okay.
Right. Hit the habitat, not the green goo.
Okay. I'll hit the habitat. So.
All right. So it's at an advantage.
You got this, Speedy. You
All
got
right.
it.
I got it. No more drones going down.
Well, I mean, there's no more to go down. There's
That's
only
true.
people down there.
So I got a 17 and a 5, so the 5 should make it.
All right. So you puncture a nice little hole in the habitat. Were you shooting at the habitat section that had the most movement in it? Like the back one that had the 3 figures in it, or the front one, or the middle one?
Where was the antenna? Where was the wire attached to?
The middle one.
Middle, right?
Middle.
Yeah, we'll say I shot at the middle one.
Okay. All right. So let's see. The two of you that are standing near the antenna,
Mhm.
though you're mourning the death of a drone, Both of you need to roll an awareness check.
So
Oh. I pulled the
Got us.
dog.
you pulled a
No!
Doug. Wow.
Is that a thing now?
I guess
Yeah.
so.
Apparently. Well, I got a 7, so
All
I mean,
right.
He's still he's upset that his drone's disabled.
Right.
So
Exactly. He's despondent. At the
that's
death
right.
of his drone.
Is this drone at all salvageable?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it just one shot. Unfortunately, that shot happened to do more than a few points of damage. So.
Yeah.
All right. So I need. So you see a light come out of the door, oh Commander.
okay.
It seems to be attached to a figure in a suit.
All right, so we
Nice.
have one in a suit.
And it has a gun drawn.
Of course. But does he seem to notice us, or is he just coming out the front? Because I know we're kind of
Just
behind
coming
him
out
right
the
now.
front. He hasn't noticed you.
Okay.
Speedy, I'm gonna aim for him and just keep him in my sights.
Okay.
That's a
Can
good
I,
plan.
can I see him from my vantage?
The ship is in the way.
Oh crap.
Oh, okay. Well,
So-
I will let him know. Speedy, there's one coming out the front entrance right now. Melville and I are going to approach. Melville, come on.
All right,
We'll get the drone later. Let's go.
Guys, Francis and Doc Tea Time. Let's go around and see if I can get better vantage from.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go up around the other side.
You're gonna go left?
No, we'll go. Should we go left or should we go right? I think we should go right where the ship is. I think we should keep the ship in sight.
Okay. So you're gonna go
We're-
like between them? You don't have to move far.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
So like you were over here,
Yeah.
I'll put you over here. Okay.
Francis
Oh,
is going
nice
to
shot.
kind of. Francis is hanging back enough that he feels like the ship is between him and the alien threat.
All right.
Francis,
You're
man.
fascinated by the ship because the ship has no seams in it at all, so you don't know how the hell they got in or out.
Oh, it's like Flight of the Navigator.
Yeah.
Excellent
All right.
reference.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good 80s reference, agreed. All right, so are you guys going to approach Commander in tech? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Commander, I've got the alien in my sights, so
Okay.
I got you covered.
And I am ready with the band-aids.
Nice.
That's good.
We are good on band-aids back here.
We're probably going to need them. All right. Melville and I will approach.
All right. So
Yes.
this guy moves this way, and you guys are a star. You're moving that way.
Yay.
So you have
All right, we're
light
approaching.
behind you now, the very dim light from the wire that he disconnected. And he
Right.
doesn't see, he seems to be heading towards the ship, not looking at you.
Okay.
Are you going to shoot at him? Are you going to try and communicate with him?
I'm going to try to communicate. We want to capture them, so I'm going to approach weapon drawn. And yeah, I know they don't actually speak, but if I'm saying it, then if he is telepathic, he'll know what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to tell him, we have your position surrounded. Surrender now. And nobody has to get hurt.
All right, presence check. Presence check.
Yay! All right, I got a 4.
Nice.
Yay!
It looks at you with those lovely creepy eyes and starts backing up.
Okay.
That's
He's just backing away. I'm gonna repeat. You need surrender now. We have damaged your habitat. We are not going to let you leave here alive if you do not surrender.
Okay. He is going around that way.
What? Get back here, you freaking jerk!
That's rude.
Who's watching the habitat from up top?
I was keeping my eye on the alien, so
I'll be watching the habitat.
I'm gonna try to keep him in my sight.
I'm gonna tell you, you don't even have to roll for this. You see an explosive decompression. This section of the habitat, the last section, breaks off, and there's an explosion of gas into the air.
Something's going on with that back habitat there.
Yeah, that can't be good.
Yeah. Is it going anywhere? Does it seem to be like taking off or
No, it's not
scooting
moving.
away? Or
It just like rocked and then
it just like
exploded.
Oh, okay.
Did by chance any grays come rocketing out of it?
Yes, 2 grays come rocketing out of it, and they're heading towards their ship.
Oh, I meant like flung out.
No, they weren't.
No, okay. All right.
Is this like, were they like cooking meth? Is that like? Is this like Breaking Bad?
Or raiding their lab.
Breaking Bad in space.
Breaking Bad in space? Is that what's going on over here?
I like it.
For the moon DEA, apparently.
Yeah, I like it. All right. So,
all right. I think this operation has upgraded from capture to kill. They're not cooperating.
All right. You want me to take that one out that went around the back?
Whichever one you can get a good beat on.
All right. So I'm going to position myself a little bit. I'm going to come around a little bit more so I can get a good shot at the one that came around on the back.
okay. So you're gonna move.
I'm going to move
way?
up just a little bit. Yeah. Try to make sure I can get a good shot at him.
All right. So you can establish yourself an aim at that alien.
All right.
What's everybody else doing?
Francis is going to say, listen, I'd really like one of these alive, so maybe you can convince the other ones to kill each other, and then the alive one can come live with us. Try to persuade him. It's a good deal for him.
I already tried talking to him. He ran in the other direction.
Well, maybe he's just nervous. Try talking to one of the other ones. I suffer from social anxiety sometimes, and that's a very legit reaction.
You know what? I'll tell you what, Burnham. If you can get down here and tackle one yourself, you can have it.
Not my skill set.
I could try talking to one of the 2 that were closest to the implosion to see if they need help. I mean, I offer my services as a medic, and
you know what?
That might convince them.
So are you going to come
for
down
it.
the hill? You're going to enter the and head towards them?
Yeah, very cautiously. Just kind of hands up, but like med kit. Hey.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna actually start combat. So the
Well, I mean,
the aliens that just popped out of the habitat are trying to make a run for the ship.
Right.
So that one is going to run that way. This one is running behind him. And you see this one come around this way. They all have weapons drawn. One of them has a container of some variety. It looks sort of like a satchel.
Does it have blue crystals in it?
Blue crystals, exactly. They're trying to get back on the ship so they can make their deals and get out of here.
Is it a science
to the
teacher?
portal lab.
oh, jeez.
Tell him you like his purse. Tell him you like his purse.
Okay, so I'm going to say, go ahead and make a presence roll, Josh.
All right. 19.
Okay,
Oh.
Gordon, you wanted to communicate with the one that was walking out with the satchel or the other one?
One of the 2 that were closest to the implosion. Probably the
Okay,
one.
roll a
The
presence
one.
check. And what are you going to try and tell them?
I'm going to try to. Well, they're telepathic. I'm going to try to think really hard. Do either of you need medical assistance?
All right. I like it. What'd you get for your roll? Presence check.
Me or Jordan?
Jordan.
Jordan.
Okay.
9.
9. What's your presence?
10.
10.
Nice.
It looks at you and, shockingly, flips you off with one of its 3 fingers.
Yes.
Wow, that's even a
not
thing?
nice.
Wow, this is Breaking Bad.
Hey, they're telepathic. They know what flipping a bird means.
All right. Which one should I take out?
I know
should
what
take
they're
out one of
like
these
then.
guys.
So either you're number 1 in their hearts and mind, or it means what that traditionally means.
So which one's the
Yeah.
closest to is the one that's closest to the ship? Does that one have the man bag, or is that?
That one has the man bag.
All right, I think we need to take
Get
that guy.
one.
We don't know
All
what's
right.
in his purse. I'm gonna take a shot at him if that's okay.
That's perfect. Go ahead and roll.
Do I get advantage or
Advantage.
disadvantage?
This is
Advantage?
advantage.
An 8 and a 1. Boom.
Okay, so
Yeah.
one,
Pull the
critical
Doug on that one.
hit. So your critical hit
I'm
does 9
redefining.
points of damage to that lovely guy.
Nice.
Taking it back.
That's right. Redefining the term.
So
rolling
in
the Doug.
combat, if you get a critical hit or of either the number 1 or the hitting the target number, it goes straight to hit points and ignores armor.
Sweet.
So
Nice.
that really got his attention.
All right.
I repeat, do you need medical attention?
Well, even after he flipped him off, Jordan,
All right,
That-
Commander and Tech,
like-
what are you doing down on the ground?
I'm a doctor first.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take a shot at the one that came out in the first place, the guy that's
Okay.
furthest away
All right.
at the moment.
That is an accuracy check.
Okay. I pulled the bad kind of Doug.
um,
We're rolling a lot of 20s.
Breaking
guys
Bad,
have good
Doug.
dice. They must work well for D&D. That's awesome.
I mean, they don't normally.
No.
It's
it
just-
usually is not the case.
You've reversed the curse. That's funny. All right. So your gun jams.
Oh, gee.
Oh,
it's full of moon
Um,
dust.
So it's not going to be very useful to you at the moment. Unless you want to use it as a club. You could use that as a club.
I just might.
It is a theory we need tested. So
Yeah.
I'm
Josh,
getting
what are
really
you
close to
doing?
indulging your
I
theories.
see her gun jam and I take a shot at him.
All right. Accuracy.
Ooh, a 7.
That's a hit. Do me a favor and roll a die 6 for damage.
Die 6. 3.
All right. You hit him. Congratulations. He doesn't look like he's all that affected by it, though. Like maybe he has better armor than you. I don't know.
Because he's all jacked up on meth.
That's right. It's the moon meth. All right. This is going to be henceforth known as the moon meth episode.
With the portal lab, do I have enough time to make some of that like explosive mercury stuff from the first season?
You don't have. I don't think I
Probably
gave you chemistry, did I?
No. I know bandages and punching.
I'm going to say with enough time, you could science the shit out of anything. Martian style, but that's not going to work. So, good thought.
Worth a
Though. I
shot.
like the idea. Are you going to continue to move closer?
Yes.
Okay.
Little by little.
so
All right.
from
So,
my vein,
Commander, You're being attacked
Yes.
from behind.
Ouch.
Of course I am.
I believe. No, you're not the one that has melee. So, all right. So
I do.
you're being attacked with of all things, a knife. I know. And it hit you
No.
for not enough to even scratch your armor. So it's not even worth noting.
Francis,
Okay.
Francis, you seemed like you were going to say something here. What's up?
From my vantage point and with the IR binoculars, could I see the middle finger gesture?
You see the middle finger? No, no,
Yeah.
you didn't.
No.
You didn't see the middle finger. No.
All right.
I took the full brunt of that one.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say to Speedy here, like the one there in front of the command or behind the commander. It's like he looks like he has a real bad attitude, so I think you should shoot him next.
All right, on it. So, did everybody have their turn?
Yes. That's as far as everybody's moved. So,
All right.
yes, you can shoot.
All right.
Which one are you shooting?
I'm going to shoot the one that's on the command. It's on our commander.
All right.
So, advantage still?
Yep, still an advantage.
All right. I have a 10 against my accuracy, which is 15. So,
That's it.
that's a hit.
Roll die 6 and add 3.
1, so 4.
Okay. Kind of like the shot that your tech fired that hit and kind of bounced off. Yeah. This one just kind of ricochets off the armor.
Great.
Is this a tech armor or is it?
You have a club. What you should be known as your pistol.
I take it trying to unjam it would be like a whole thing.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
difficult
I don't-
at current present time. But
I
you
don't
could
have
pull
time
your
for
knife
that.
and stab at him.
Is it any more effective if I just club him with my pistol?
No, it would be about.
Or is it about equally
It
effective?
would be equally effective.
All right, then I'll go for the knife. I'll save my pistol clubbing for later if I have to.
All right. So that would be
Well,
an athletics check.
All right, I will attack the one that just attacked me with my knife. And I got a 10, so I just made it.
All right, roll a die 6.
And I got a 5.
Okay, so you just ripped a hole in his suit, which seems to have gotten his attention.
Good.
Okay. Okay. Technician.
I'll go after the one that's next to that one,
Uh-huh.
and I will, because we're close range, I will stab him with my combat knife.
Okay.
Athletics, correct?
Yep.
17.
He's if he had lips, he'd probably be smiling at you.
Yeah.
No,
All right.
really bad at killing
So,
great people.
Mr. Medic, are you moving closer?
I think I'm just about giving up on the diplomatic maneuver, and I'm going to.
Get over here and help us kill them.
Yeah. I'm going to go after the one that flipped me off
Oh, all right.
and
Nice.
just and stab him.
All right.
You should
I like
just,
how we all have our combat knives out.
Yeah. We're fighting.
Knife fight on the moon.
I love this. It's awesome. Very, very old school in a very amusing way. All right.
So I have melee, so that,
Yes, so you have an advantage.
sweet. Alrighty. Ooh, an 8 and a 3.
Oh, that was a good hit. Roll a die 6.
Awesome. 3.
All right. You're just can't quite get a hole to go into the armor. It's just like on the edge, jab and slide. So whatever
That's
the
right.
armor is, it's slippery. Okay. Anybody else doing anything?
Francis is going to get edge a little bit closer. The situation seems to be under control a little bit, so he's going to go about halfway between where he is and where everything's happening, because he heard the commander say that that punctured a hole in the suit, so he's kind of hoping to see the effects of
Okay.
zero gravity on this gray.
All right. So
Or well,
all right.
close to zero.
Close to zero. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you're watching the gray with the hole in his suit.
Yeah, intently.
He seems to touch the side of the ship and melt into it.
What?
How did that happen? So he's not there anymore?
So this guy goes away.
The heck?
This guy is moving around this side. And this
Can I
guy
roll?
is moving closer to the ship.
Should we disconnect the cord there that is still connected to the ship?
You think that the ship is probably providing the power.
Right.
Oh, okay. So it's not the other way around. That's right.
Now, if you grab the cord, you could pretty much like water ski on the moon, pulling behind the ship should it take off.
That doesn't seem like a good idea.
Can I roll xenobiology to see if I know anything about the phasing into the ship?
Yeah. That's more of a tech question, but I'll
Okay.
yeah. You do know they have some really funky technology. The
Okay.
story with the Greys is that they're like they're dying out, so they're doing everything they can to steal, let's say, medical biomass from the human race to keep themselves alive. So they're kind of turning into these weird Frankenstein-ish creatures.
Okay. Yeah, it didn't seem to be a biological thing. I won't roll on it.
Okay. So you did notice that there was a slowly fading heat source still in the part of the habitat that blew off.
So there's still one in there?
There's still something in there.
Right. Remember, there was one smaller creature in there.
All right, I'll make my way that way.
Okay.
Safely.
Away. Yeah, I got it. Okay. All right. So, Doug, back to you. Are you going to shoot at somebody?
It doesn't seem to be doing any good. Should I stay out of here? Where do you want me to get?
What about the ship? It's about, if they get in there, they're probably going to take off. Can you try to disable it? Try to shoot at something important on it? Don't ask me what that is. I don't know.
Isn't it all just like slick and not? There's no defining features to it, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
In the science community, we determine things by trial and error. So shoot again. It'll answer some questions at least.
You want me to shoot at it?
True.
I believe in you.
All right, I'll shoot at it and just see what's going on. It's probably going to ricochet. You know what's going to happen? I'm calling this right now. I'm going to roll a 20. It's going to ricochet, and it's going to hit Doc Tea Time and, like, hit your suit or something.
Shoot on the side that we're not on.
Okay,
Shoot at the far side of it.
Okay.
Don't shoot at the side we're standing on.
All right, here we go. Oh, my God.
Are you serious?
You did not just roll a 20.
I rolled a 20 and an 18.
Wow. Okay. It's a good thing it was an advantage, though, because, the 18 trumps, and that's just a miss versus a fail. So,
yeah.
All right, so that bullet is probably going to catch up with you as it finishes orbit around the moon at some point.
That's right. That's all that will happen on your next 20.
Yeah.
It's in the back.
Yeah, it comes out of orbit and hits me in the back of the leg or something.
Right.
So what is everybody else doing?
Oh, jeez.
Walk
Right.
over and
The what?
check out the ship. Maybe you can touch it.
I might be
you
close
wanna
enough.
touch the ship?
You want to touch the ship, Josh?
I want to touch the ship.
All right, I got you. I'll yeah,
You watch over me?
I'll watch you. I got you. I'll keep you in my sights.
All right.
Okay.
I'll cover you.
You touch the ship and something fun happens.
Oh, jeez.
Like fun or DM fun?
Fun. So let's see. Where is my note? There it is. All right. So
I'm curious after the other alien got absorbed into it, you know?
yeah, funny that. So you need to make a save versus toughness.
Okay. 9. And my toughness is a 10.
All right. So Mr. Medic, did you make a save versus toughness?
1 second. Oh crap. Okay, my toughness is 12 and I got a 15. So
All right. So you are unconscious for the next 4 rounds.
Oh,
crap.
Oh, no.
Everybody in the vicinity, which would be the commander, and the tech, needs to roll a save versus morale.
Oh, jeez.
Oh. 16.
Oh. Yeah, I failed. I got a 15.
Okay. So you get blown backwards away from the ship, like pushed away from the ship with a wave of electricity.
Okay.
So your radios no longer work. So you can't communicate with your team.
so Speedy's gonna be like, Captain,
Yep.
Melville, you there? What happened?
And the
Nothing.
other, all right, so Mr. Scientist, you peer into the devastated part of the habitat.
Yes.
There is a young man strapped to a table with no suit.
We've got a human in here, and he's not wearing a suit. Can I tell if he's breathing still?
He is still breathing, but only barely. Like maybe he has moments left to live since he's been exposed to 0 oxygen for a while.
All right, I'm gonna try to crawl in there, or get in there as easily, whichever way I can.
Okay. All right, so you're trying to
Okay.
get in there. The 2 remaining aliens vanish. And
We suck.
A little bit. We do kind of suck a little.
starts to vibrate and rise off the ground.
Of course it does.
Compliance.
So, Doug, what are you doing now?
I think I got to go down and help the squad. I think I'm useless up here now.
Okay, so you can still talk with Francis.
Francis, what do you need? What do you need in there? You said there's like a human figure in there?
Yeah. How's tea time?
Tea time. Are you there?
Ow.
Okay, grab his pack.
All right, I'll run down to tea time and be like, dude, give me your stuff.
It's tea timey.
All
I don't
right.
have time for this.
So, Kent, do me a favor. Roll an awareness check to see.
Okay.
I just want to see if you spot something.
That's a 3.
All right. So, in the not devastated area, there are storage lockers, and in one of the storage lockers, you see a suit.
Oh.
I'm gonna grab that. Is it a human-sized suit?
No, it is a gray-sized suit, but you think it will probably fit, although awkwardly.
Okay, I'm going to grab it. Go back to him.
He's gonna
Whisper
wear
in
it.
a
He's gonna have
pop-
like a huge
Whisper.
wedgie.
whisper an apology and start stuffing him in it.
All right. So, Doug, are you going to help with this particular process?
Yeah, well, you ever wear like, see, I used to be a mascot, so like this whole reminds me of like a time when I wore a suit that was like 2 sizes too small, and the back like totally rode up the back of my rear end, and like that was like the most uncomfortable like 2 hours that ever happened. So I feel bad for this guy. So I'm gonna apologize. Like, I'm so sorry we're having to stuff you in here. Now I got the kit from Tea Time, right?
Yeah.
Can I mend him before we put him in the suit?
You can use a med kit burst, and it'll heal. Roll a die 6.
Oh, that's a 6.
All right, so he's looking a little better, like some of his wounds have started to close, but he still is fighting to breathe because there's no air.
Sure. Let's.
While the ship is heading that way.
Oh, goodbye, ship.
Tea Time, why aren't you doing anything? So we're gonna just stuff. We're gonna stuff this guy into the suit.
All right, so those of you who were knocked back are available to move again.
Okay. I guess we'll go figure out what everybody else is doing since we can't radio with them.
Yeah. Okay.
So you walk in as we stuff this guy unceremoniously and zip it up or however it closes. And,
Space Velcro, of course.
yeah, we Velcro it.
Yeah.
No one can hear how uncomfortable your wedgie is.
Oh man, it was the worst.
No one can hear you moan from your wedgie.
That's right.
Right.
All right.
So I'm gonna also try to signal to the rest of the party that our radios are not working.
We kind of I kind of figured that.
Okay.
Captain.
Yeah, it's a good thing I can't hear your sass right now, Speedy.
Yeah, I don't know what you.
Yeah, probably just well.
You're lucky I am freaking unconscious.
Francis
About
says,
this time, the medic wakes up, like, oh shoot, that wasn't fun.
Ow.
Ow. All right, so you have saved a poor victim of the Greys. The Greys, unfortunately, have escaped.
Of course they have.
Yeah.
Bastards.
So they
That jar of goo is still there, though, right?
It is. The jar of goo on the box is undisturbed.
Okay.
Right. Is there
Take that.
anything? Is there anything else around here that we can take with us back for samples that hasn't been destroyed?
Inside, there are some odds and ends. There is a large gun emplacement that is in this front part of the habitat, which is plugged into the power. It is not like any gun that you've seen. You suspect it's obviously of alien technology, so your tech might enjoy playing with that.
Now, can we scan the guy that we saved to see if there's anything like not right with him?
Yeah, the medic can definitely take a little medical time and scan him. Do me a favor, roll an education check at an advantage.
Okay, 1 second. Where's all my scores? There it is. All right, I got a 4. So
Okay.
my education is 13.
He is missing both kidneys,
Oh.
and a good portion of his liver.
That's not good.
Yeah, guys, this guy is not in ideal condition. Sir, what is your blood type?
He's
And
not.
does anyone have a match?
For sure.
All right. Well, I don't think we're going to be able to walk out of here dragging this giant gun or any of the rest of this stuff. The aliens have gone, so at this point I say we should call for pickup, let them know that the area is clear of hostiles. Whoever has a radio, I don't, needs to call for pickup.
Does Josh want to take a look at that big gun though first?
Oh yeah.
Well, I
Wanna
was
do that?
saying we should try to take it with us, but we're going to need a vehicle to come get us to
Yeah.
take it with
Yep.
us.
Calling for reinforcements and your ride is a good idea. So
Right.
Yeah,
All right.
because this guy needs dialysis right now.
yeah.
All right. Who wants to call in? Do you want to call in, Francis, or?
Yeah. Francis will call in.
All right.
All right.
He calls in and says, we have a guy here missing some insides, and the aliens, they were grays. They took off. A lot of people have lost their comms. So we need something big enough to carry a pretty big looking alien gun. Over.
The ship that you came in on that was piloted by Vaughn is that's plenty big, and it has a medical pod inside that might be useful to stabilize your victim.
Nice.
Excellent.
Can we check out this goo while we're waiting?
Yeah.
I open up the lab.
Are you going to try and remove the goo from the container? Or are you going to like poke a hole in the container? How are you going to sample the goo?
While
What
they're
kind of
doing that, I'm
container?
going to repair my drone.
Okay.
So I can
Do a robotics check. So accuracy at an advantage.
One.
nice.
Nice.
You
pulled a
have to
Doug.
have all the parts you need right there, somehow, magically.
That's right.
All right. So other stuff you find in here, there are some computers that are all powered off. They do not have English writing on them. They are using some foreign language. And there's this big gun that just is, it just looks so inviting.
Oh, yes.
Does anybody have any translation skills or anything?
I have robotics.
Yeah, nothing in particular.
No, I don't.
Oh, but they're all powered down, right?
Yeah, everything's powered down.
I mean, I have my decent education check. I mean,
You,
That's the best I
yeah,
can do.
anybody can attempt to decipher what it is. It's kind of like code breaking.
Right.
All right.
I ain't for it.
So you're at a disadvantage on education.
Disadvantage.
At a
Okay.
disadvantage? Okay.
Okay, I still managed to pass though.
Me too.
I got a 6, so I passed as well.
All right, so those of you who passed recognize this as what has been known as galactic. There's not a lot known on galactic, but there are aliens that communicate only in the written form of galactic, called the Gaullus. They're responsible for some of the bounce gate technology that kind of allows you to bounce around the universe. So you believe that there may be people who know what this language is, but you don't know enough to decipher it, other than you know at least what language it is.
Let's take this stuff with us.
Yep.
Let's
Anything that's
pull
not
it all.
down, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So about the time you're unbolting your last thing, the ship lands. You guys carefully get your victim on board and into one of the medical pods. And he immediately looks a little better. You believe that the surgeons back at your base can probably grow some organs to help him out and fix him up. So
That's handy.
yeah, well, 200 years in the future, I'm hoping that we have a little bit more technology on that.
One can hope.
This is like one of those, like, you know, you just kind of pour water on it. Kidney.
No, it's magic beans. Magic beans.
Shrinky dink organs.
Yes. All right. So you get them on board, and you get all the stuff on board, and you travel back to your base, and huzzah. Everyone's still alive. No one got hurt, and you rescued a victim. Life is good.
And we brought back some tech that...
Yeah, you brought back some tech, so...
I'm a little demoralized from, you know, getting the finger from an alien.
Yeah.
But no worse for
Greys
wear.
are not- we had fun with these grays. They're not the normal grays. They like to they like trappings of Americana. for some god-awful reason. So they've watched a lot of bad 80s TV, and they know exactly what Bart Simpson says all the time.
Nice.
Francis will go back to his bunk and write something along the lines of the Greys seem to understand some of humanity's lesser received sign language for telling someone to go away.
Nice. Does Bon Jovi have anything to say to us after? I mean, we didn't really.
Yeah. How's our debrief go?
Yeah. How's our debrief going on?
He looks at you, chewing on his stogie, giving me the evil eye, and he says, "You couldn't capture one of the bastards."
We tried.
We tried.
What?
They were quite rude.
Says yes. Francis says they tried. They did.
Yeah. Where were you?
Oh, not really my skill set. If they're knocked out, I can drag them back. I can study them, but I don't contribute much as far as the knocking out portion. But I found Mr. Light on the insides over there, and yeah.
Nice. All right. I like it. So, but that's pretty much the end of this adventure.
Nice.
Congratulations.
We survived.
Which the last group that went through did not manage to save the victim. So I'm actually quite pleased with that.
That's good.
Sweet. Cool. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, I like that system. I like the Rolo, the advantage system.
I did until up until
you rolled.
What was up with all those 20s?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, really.
I don't even know.
That definitely takes a little bit to get used to.
Yeah, but once you do get used to it, it's pretty fast. And
it's good.
We've everything that I've thrown at it so far, it's done really well at. We even had a murder mystery that we sort of did in playtesting, which was kind of different.
Nice.
So there's the story goes on from here, and don't worry, the Greys do make another appearance, so you would get another shot.
Nice.
So
how many of these are in the book itself?
This first one is in the book itself. The next one is the one that would be the first stretch goal. I've written I think about 8 so far, and we've gone through about 4 or 5 of them in the playtest group that I've been doing at my the local game store, and we've had fun. It's been interesting. They've met other aliens. They've seen remnants of Agalis. He didn't make it. They've seen the Scali, who are the lizard-like aliens that live on Venus. They made a friend. His name is Bob. There's always a Bob somewhere. And they have recently met the Dread, which are the big bads, which have a way of warping life forms all over the universe. So it's been interesting. We've had some combat that has gone really well, and combat that has not. But I haven't killed anybody yet, so I must be doing something okay.
That's good. Hey.
No total party kills for sure.
Well, the good thing, like you said in our Q&A, even if you kill one of the characters, it doesn't take all that much to create a new one. So
right,
no, I mean,
pretty easy to jump back in.
Less than 10 minutes there, so that's one of the nice things. There's not a lot to it. And leveling up, as you level up, you get new traits. So you can actually add cybernetic enhancements, which can give you some attribute bonuses. You can add some genetic enhancements, which can give you some attribute bonuses. You can add more skills and knowledge and the rest of it. So you can kind of develop your character as you go forward to kind of be whatever you want to be. And like the drones are cool too, because as you level up, your drone levels up, so you can add additional traits to each drone.
Nice.
There are some cool things where you can split your drone into multiple parts, so you can have like mini drones, and they can shoot, they can throw each other into combat. We've had all sorts of fun stuff.
Now, how does the leveling up process work? I don't think we covered that in the.
No, so basically every other session, I've been leveling people up. There aren't really experience points. I've just been kind of gauging it based on what they've accomplished. So it's more ad hoc. But as you level up, you like I said, get to choose a trait. We've got a couple of characters that are almost to 4th level, so they've had some time to kind of develop a little bit, and it's yeah, we've been having fun.
Yeah, no, it's I can see this was a blast just doing this session.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate the time. I do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for not getting me covered in goo, even though Doug colluded. Even though Doug colluded.
The goo was there. I love the goo.
I still have the jar.
Yes, you do have the jar.
I don't know what you're talking about, Amanda.
I end up wearing it. I saw your Q&A, Doug. I know what you did.
I don't. That's not.
YouTube is forever. I know what happened.
That's true. That's very true. And Amanda, just so you know, in the previous go through this adventure, we had a technician who wanted the jar of goo so badly he jumped on the box, the jar, so that it popped off the box, and used some vacuum seals for his suit to kind of close the thing off, so that he could have the jar. So, yeah.
Wow.
He's an entertaining character. He likes to wear capes into combat. It's very strange.
Capes. Okay. Hey. Very cool.
So any questions or comments? I'm always looking for feedback. So,
does anybody have any questions for Brian?
No questions. It was just this really easy to jump in. I was a slacker and I didn't read much of anything about what we were supposed to be doing, but I still followed along just fine. And
I'm going to also confess that I kind of just skimmed it this evening, just because I've got so much other stuff that I've got going on, which is good. No, and I hope
skim.
Yeah, I hope Brian. I hope you don't take offense, but
no, not offense at all.
I think it's a really good selling point for this game in general.
Right. Exactly.
You know, if people want to just role play and just kind of pick up a system real quick, it does a great job.
We came in cold and we were still able to follow along and play the game. So it works very well.
I on a whim decided to make a fantasy version of the system, and it worked just as well.
Nice.
So awesome. I see some adaptions coming for various genres, which I think will be fun.
That would be really cool. I could see you maybe doing even like a post-apocalyptic version of this game, and that would.
I have a cyberpunk world that actually predates anything that has been published lately. That is in this timeline. So there was a second Alamo, and there was some nukes that went off. So there's kind of a post-apocalyptic world that actually spawned the Dominion.
Nice.
So there's a bit of history there. So I think we could probably explore going backwards a little bit. So we got lots of room to play with. The universe is a big place.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. It was very easy to pick up. So I like that about it.
Yeah.
The setting seems really cool. I like how I really liked where you come from, kind of factors into your character and all of that.
Yeah, that was really good. And Ken, I don't know how much, I don't know, just by doing my channel, I don't know how it is with doing a podcast. It's kind of hard to get everybody up to speed on a system, to sit down and play. So that could be a really good, a system just to kind of be like, okay, here you go, let's all sit down and play and, kind of go at it for a podcast session, because in that way everybody doesn't have to really kind of read up and I've been reading some books lately that the settings are just great, but you gotta sit down and you gotta read like a whole book in order to really just kind of grasp the whole world building aspect. So that's kind of a roadblock for a lot of RPGs, at least.
Yeah, we kind of planned it so that hopefully it'll work well for con games. So just kind of one shot kind of sessions if you wanted to do it that way, or campaigns.
Definitely.
Yeah, I tend to play with a lot of new to role playing in general, people, and this I can explain this really quickly. So.
You also do a lot of like quote unquote non-traditional role playing games, right?
Yeah.
That's from listening to your podcast. It's nice to hear all these different systems. So I like how this system is kind of similar to that.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Definitely.
All right. I guess that's probably going to do it for us. Do you guys, unless anybody else has anything else to add, you guys all good? If you haven't checked out the Aliens and Asteroids Kickstarter, I'm going to tell you, look down in the description of this video. Check it out. It's got how many more weeks? It's got a few more weeks left, Brian, right?
Yeah, we're going through, I think it's November 9th, so we got like almost 3 weeks left.
So up
Nice.
until November 9th. Are you going to do any late pledges just in case? Or you get a backer kit? You doing backer kit with
We're
your
doing back
Kickstarter?
for tracking shipping and the rest of that. So
Nice.
so hopefully we can have some folks add if they need to, or want to add stuff.
Very cool. Very cool. And where can folks find you online, Brian?
MobiusAdventures.com is easy. We're on Facebook at Mobius Adventures and Google Plus and Twitter and all over the place. But all of our social media you can get to quickly at the top of our webpage. So
Awesome. I'll put the links to that as well in this description.
awesome.
Amanda, where can folks find you?
You can find me at ageofnight.com for the webcomic, and you can follow what's going on at Fairlight Games. Easiest to follow us on our Facebook group.
Nice. Josh, how about you? Where can folks find you if they need to track you down?
Halloweenville on YouTube and Facebook as well,
Nice.
and here on Victory Condition Gaming.
Yeah. Hey, and Jordan, one thing that Jordan wasn't on for the introductions. I want to make a point that Jordan is the founder and creator of Gamers Against Alzheimer's, which is a charitable team that raises money for the Alzheimer's Association, and that's kind of he's something he started and something he's really passionate about. So I'm glad to plug that cause as much as possible, because I think it's definitely a very noteworthy cause, and I'm really proud of him for starting that. Jordan, where can folks find you?
Easiest places to find me are on Facebook for Gamers Against Alzheimer's, and also you can follow me on Twitter at Gamers vs. Alz, and also through Victory Condition Gaming, and yeah, also it's become somewhat of just a sister page now. Todix Wilder, also on Facebook, more of my crafting and accessories kind of page now. But
Nice.
yeah.
Very good. And Kent, we got to do this again, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
I appreciate you coming on and being our guest on this session. Kent, where can folks find you, sir?
RotoPlayPodcast.com will take you to our Facebook page, which is where I'm most active. We're on Twitter at RotoPlayPod. We're on iTunes and Google Play. We publish on Thursdays. If you like lesser-known RPGs, kind of childish humor, and uncomfortable situations, that's what we're there for.
Hey, isn't that sounds like my type of thing? Like I said, I kind of put a post out the other night that said, "Hey, give this guy a listen. His language is a little bit more mature than ours, but he's not dealing with an 11-year-old girl, so as his co-host. So, that's definitely got some funny moments on your podcast. So it's always a good listen.
That's what I go for. I like games that I can, when appropriate, and put a little comedy into it. So
Sure.
Awesome.
I need to get more of my swearing in before Owen can talk.
I'm surprisingly good around my kids with that. But once I get away from them, not so much.
I used to be really, but man, every once in a while. Anyway, I'm not one to swear very often, but when something doesn't go right, it's like, God damn. But You know, we're all there. It's simple.
You gotta let it out sometimes, man.
That's right. That's right.
Let
So
the
Brian-
cursing flow through you.
Brian, good luck with the Kickstarter campaign. We're going to be keeping an eye on it very closely over these next few weeks. I'm excited to see where it ends up. I have no doubt that you're going to hit your funding goal, and this is just going to be the first step of many more down the road. And as soon as you want to do your fantasy version of this system or your post-apocalyptic version of the system, whatever you want to do, please come back and be a part of this channel, and we'd love to have you, and I'm so happy that we got to include you these last couple days.
Well, thank you so much for having me on. I do appreciate it, and all your time. I do appreciate it.
No problem. And I apologize for the Facebook chat that we're all in there that goes off throughout the day, and the nonsense that goes on with because we do try to collaborate a little bit before some of these sessions, and some of the chatter gets kind of
Sometimes we get off track.
yeah. But that's all right.
Happens to everybody. You're all good.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for us for tonight. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank everybody for joining me. If you do like this, if you like this session, please, give it a like down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. We have a lot of fun here on this channel, and we're Victory Condition Gaming, because winning shouldn't be the only victory condition when you get to the table. We'll see you on the next video.